Hey everyone, this is Better Than Skooma. My name is Reese Stevenson and I'm now in a new spot. I finished moving. It's a lot smaller, but I think if I get this wall kind of decorated up and get it all kind of figured out, I can still make good stuff here. But what's more important is that I'm going to be filming a lot more often and I'm just excited to be doing that. So today's video is another how to play, and we'll be covering the rules around morale and the command action. The morale of your soldiers can change the tide of battle drastically. It's important to remember that you don't have to kill a model to neutralize it. Scare them off to take away their actions and isolate them. So let's start with morale. A model will have to take a morale check if they're trying to engage an enemy that has the terrifying keyword, or if an enemy that has a terrifying keyword is trying to engage them. When making the check, the model will stop 1 inch away from the enemy model to see the results of the check before engaging. A model will also have to take a check after every melee attack from a model with the terrifying keyword. If both models have the terrifying keyword, then they cancel each other out and neither model has to take a check. A model will also have to take a morale check if their party champion in line of sight within 6 inches is removed as a casualty. A morale check is just a wisdom attribute test that can be modified by the following conditions. If there are no friendly models within 6 inches and in line of sight of the testing model, then a +1 is added to the roll. So when fighting against terrifying enemies, it's important to keep your models in groups. If a friendly party champion is within 6 inches and line of sight, then the testing model can use their wisdom for the test. So keep those heroes in good positions to keep your other models' morale up. If a model passes the test, they can continue their action as normal. But if you fail the test, then they must flee. When a model flees, it must make a full basic move action directly away from the model that caused it to flee. Or it must move directly away from the closest enemy model. If there is no visible enemy, then they move towards the closest board edge. This model cannot climb, run, or jump, so if it runs into terrain, it must move around it. If there's rough terrain, they'll move through it, taking the normal movement penalties. One more thing, if the fleeing model was in combat, then the enemy model it was engaged with will get a parting blow, as if your model was withdrawing. And once the model finishes its move, it gets a shaken token. A model with a shaken token cannot take any more morale checks, so they won't flee anymore, unless it's caused by an effect that forces flee without a morale check, like a fear spell for instance. So let's talk about what that shaken token does. When a model starts its activation and they have a shaken token, they pretty much just take another morale check. If there's a party champion within 6 inches in line of sight, then they get to use their wisdom. If the test is passed, then they just remove the shaken token and get to do the rest of their turn as normal. But if the test is failed, then they only get 1 action for that whole activation, and they also can't engage any enemy models. That about sums up morale checks. But I also want to talk about the command action, because it interacts with morale a lot in the game. And it's something that I didn't really use in my games much or interact with, and I think everyone should be engaging with this concept. The command action can only be taken by heroes. When a hero takes a command action, they choose one of 3 choices. They either perform a hold, rally, or with me. All of these actions will target a friendly model around them. Party champions can use a command action on any friendly model. But heroes can only give commands to followers, and followers can't use a command action at all. Let's start with the hold command. When a model is the target of a hold action, they will get to add a green accuracy dice to their morale checks for that round. So make sure you give this to your models before they attempt to engage a terrifying model, or you know a terrifying model will be coming for them. Next up is the rally command. Your hero targets a friendly model within 6 inches with a shaken token, and the token is immediately removed. This is great because the less morale checks you have to take, the better. And last is the with me action. The hero again targets a friendly model within 6 inches. Once the hero has finished their activation, the targeted model gets to activate, interrupting the sequence of play. This is a great way to keep your models grouped together and avoid them getting isolated or trapped. Well, that about covers it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if there's anything I missed, just make sure to comment it down below and I'll try and correct it in the comments. Also, I just love hearing from the community and talking about this game, so seriously, any comments are great. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video if you enjoy it. It really helps the channel grow, and thank you so much for watching.